sport in our beloved country is not immune from the vagaries and challenges and uncertainties that have become our daily lives. Amidst the gathering dark clouds, we see glimpses of hope, the faint outlines of a better tomorrow. Those are the things that keep us going. In sport, one man has become a silver lining in the surrounding gloom. On the Sports Parliament today, we shall be meeting the gentleman who was a former commissioner, a current sports administrator, a football club proprietor, and one of the most successful sports marketers of this generation. I am Segun Odegbami, Speaker of the Sports Parliament, coming to you from the studios of Africa's largest television network, the NTA, via Zoom. Sitting with me in Parliament tonight are the one I call SAN, Babatunde Ogala. How are you, sir?
I'm very well, thank you. Good evening, Nigerians. It's my pleasure to be on the Parliament tonight.
And returning, he has been away for a couple of weeks. The doctor in the house, Quickly Tando.
Good evening, Mr. Speaker. Good evening, fellow parliamentarians. Good evening, Nigerians. Good evening, Africans.
The Maverick himself is back. Onome Obrute, the Maverick.
Mr. Speaker, it's good to be here. I'm very excited that my big brother is our guest tonight.
Which one is this Galacticos on your chest?
Galacticos Football Club is the best football club on earth. After Manchester United.
And of course, the veteran journalist, one of the veteran journalists is in the house. Boyega Okogbenro. Boyes.
Good evening, Mr. Speaker. Good evening, fellow parliamentarians. I look forward to a great show tonight. Thank you.
Well, I'm sure, parliamentarians will be doing great justice to this man who is popularly known. In fact, so many responses I got today, they said, no, his name is Ozogula. Ozo. That's the man we are meeting tonight. It was a very special guest tonight. That is Bukola Olopade. How are you tonight?
Good evening, Mr. Speaker. Good evening, parliamentarians. Good evening, Nigeria. I am extremely humbled to find my childhood hero saying all these pleasant things about me. And it's a pleasure to be with everybody.
Well, I hope we are not going to have problems with your Wi-Fi because your voice is disappearing. But not to worry, we'll see how it goes when we come back from this break, after the break.
And there's a start. Bishop of basketball, goal! He hung on that net like a stalk up a tree.
NTA Sports 24 brings you all sports, all time and all day. Tune in to watch NTA Sports 24 on Star Times Channel 270, Star Sat on Channel 434 and Free TV on Channel 731. NTA Sports 24, where sports thrive.
If you are just joining us, you haven't missed anything yet. We have just introduced parliamentarians and our very, very special guest tonight, Ozogula, Bukola Olopade. The question that everybody would be interested to get you to answer is that in this season of depression, in this season when people cannot go out, when very few sports are ongoing, when people are not doing well in business and in health and all of that, this is the season that Ozogula's races are still taking place all over the country. And well, it is just, you are just shining. It's like you are the brightest star in the constellation. What is happening? What are you doing right that others are doing wrong? Ozo, can you hear me? Ozo, can you hear me? Okay. Well, we are going to have a challenge because he's our very special guest. But I hope I asked the right questions. Babatunde.
Yes?
I can hear you, Mr.
I can hear you. So ask the right questions.
Mr. Speaker,
Well,
sir.
Ozo, are you back?
Yeah, he seems to be back.
Mr. Speaker, sir.
Yes. The Maverick.
Yes, I think what Bukola Olakpade is doing right at this point in time is he has revitalized and re-strategized in such a way that he knows how to go about his product. He's a sport marketer, he's a sport administrator, he's a former sports commissioner. He knows the in and out of what he's gunning for and how to put things in the right lane. He's widely traveled. He has loads of experience. I know he's always discussing with Dr. Kweku Tando. I know that he puts a lot of things into proper perspective before he launches. Ozogula and I have had several discussions. I've gone to his office severally to try and see how I can even understudy him and know more about sports marketing. And for me, I think Dr. Tando and he speak a lot. So I think Dr. Tando would also throw some more light on what exactly he's doing right.
Yes, I think you are absolutely right, because Kweku is also somebody who has been in government before. He's one of the foremost consultants on sports around the country. He is very close to Ozogula. In fact, he worked with Ozogula briefly when Ozogula was, I think he's either commissioner in the state. And, you know, both of us worked with Ozogula at that time. And so I know Kweku will have a few things, a few tips for us to tell us about Ozogula. I know Ozogula is also back, but Kweku, before we go to Ozogula.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. There's so much to say about Olakpade business endeavors in terms of sports marketing. But apart from when we worked together in the state, we also work very closely the Lagos City Access Bank Marathon. But one thing struck me about and his team. One of the things I've learned, he may not know this, but the fact that he is somebody that gives opportunity to the people that work with him to excel. Every single person working with him at Nilayo Sports is given the opportunity to shine in their own respective areas. And I'm sure you may not want me to say this, but he sends his staff on professional courses to better themselves. And those of them who have left his employ, he supports them in their own private endeavor. So not only is he a business success, he's also a mentor to many people in various aspects of sports marketing. That's something that I picked up and something that I think is very admirable.
Fantastic. Well, I hope Ozogula is back and he can hear us, because the question I asked is that in this season of depression, when all of us are broke, there's no work to be done, very little sport is taking place. But you are just the one star in the constellation that is shining so bright. What are you doing right that the rest of us are doing wrong? Your races, your marathon races in particular, marathon and mini marathon races are taking place all over the country.
Mr. Speaker, once more, I thank you very much. And I'm really humbled and overwhelmed with all the kind words from people like the Maverick, my very good brother, on a more brutally. And Dr. Kwekutando, who he knows has always been my mentor from my university days for different reasons. Suffice to say that whatever we are working on today in terms of being in the sports marketing industry, our experiences garnered from working with someone like you, Mr. Speaker, Dr. Majeko Dumi. The eye opener for us was the private sector driven sports festival when I was commissioner for youth and sport in Ogun State. And as you remember, I was the commissioner superintending the organization of the team to participate whilst I was gaining experiences from people like you, Dr. Majeko Dumi, and the whole gamut of people that were involved, Senator Odunsi and co. What are we doing at the moment? So when I felt sick and went into hospital almost a year ago, last year, I sat down and looked at the entire structure of this pandemic and said to myself, we needed to understand that this is a virus that might have come to stay. So as early as March last year, I had concluded that the virus had come to stay. So I started talking to the very young members of my team who are always 1 foot ahead of me and always thinking out all sorts of strategies to see that things continue to happen at Nilayo. So whilst I was in hospital, we kept on talking. And a few things that they came up with are the things that we're doing today. The first thing I was told by the team was that we must give confidence to the private sector. We must give confidence to the very few companies that are always willing to sponsor events. And how do we give that confidence? Is to ensure that we let them understand that together we can create a symbiotic relationship that will show the people that we have empathy, we understand what's going on with this virus, but we must continue to live life and how to create businesses from all of this. Mr. Speaker, let me just say one thing. The first lesson I learned after coming out of the Nelson Mandela Metropolitan University, where I studied sports management and marketing, was that we normally go to sponsors cap in hand, behaving as if we are beggars, when actually sponsorship, as you know, sir, you are a veteran, you started some of the earliest sponsored events in this country. It's actually a humongous business. It's a multi-billion-dollar business and must be treated as such. So what we started doing at Nilayo was to look at a particular organization and see how we can impact on their business rather than going to them to say, we want to give them visibility. How do you give Access Bank visibility, or 7-Up or Coca-Cola or any of those big companies? They are there in your face anyway. But you can be unique if you create a business platform with one of their products, or just go in there and sell something to them for their business-minded experts to build on. And that is what we've continued to do at Nilayo, and we've not stopped doing that. To God be the glory.
If we let you go on, you will give us a lecture on sports marketing. And we will take some of your business away from you.
I'm already taking notes now.
Babatunde, where are you? I was going to call on you.
I am here.
Okay.
The PSN just struck on my end, at my end.
Okay.
They're back.
Kweku, go ahead.
They're back.
You are back. Okay, that's okay. So your contribution.
Yeah.
Yes, you can go ahead.
A lot has been said about Ozogula. Even though I was not privileged to have worked closely with him, but at least I have known him for a while too. And one thing I must give to this young man, that is what I'll call him. I think I qualify to call him.
He was a young man before. He's not a young man anymore.
No. He's a young man, but a big boy. His passion. That passion has not just been demonstrated in what he has said today, or what he has been seen to be doing. The passion, I mean, I followed the marathon when it first started, the hitches and what have you. I followed from a distance when he was a commissioner for sports. I followed from a distance when he managed Gateway. And also, unknown to him, one of my boys from England, Wejamomerewu, he also brought from England as a 27-year-old to come and coach a National League side. The boy is a trained English coach who Ozogula brought. So it's the passion that strikes one with the way he has gone about his marathon. And it's not just about sports marketing. We must also not lose sight of the organization. It's one thing to be able to market a product. I've taken a few notes: sponsorship as business, impact on their business, and then creating business platforms as against just going to be beggarly, telling somebody who is in your face, I want to give you visibility. And truth be told, what visibility do I want to give a check if I go to him? Wadegba is in my face in the football world. So one must commend this passion. His mentorship. Kweku mentioned that, how he gives the young ones an opportunities. But like I said, unknown to him, one of the coaches he recruited from England is just a 27, I believe. Yeah, 27. Who is coaching?
25.
25, a young man who honestly believed, I mean, he's a boy who didn't grow up here, but who just wanted something Nigeria. And Ozogula had confidence in him, had faith in him, and brought him down here. Well, he is to judge if the boy is doing well or not. So one must also note that mentorship, the passion, and the organization he has put in. And above all, I must say the focus. The Lagos Marathon today is globally reckoned with, albeit the passion, the initiative of Bukola Olopade. So I also would not cease to, but commend him. Of course, I know he also runs a football club. I know he was chairman. Was it judo?
No, wheelchair basketball.
The man has too many parts. The man has too many parts.
It's somebody with a total passion for sports, for the industry. And for the first time today, I now know that I even went to Nelson Mandela University to go and study sports management. So it is not just, it's one thing to have a passion, enjoy your passion, see your passion as a business, and go out of your way to be educated and learn more about that passion. And
let me tell you, from just listening to you, Babatunde,
I remember the National Sports Festival. I can go on and on and on.
No, from just listening to you,
yes,
I am thinking of Ozogula, and I see that this completeness of everything points in a certain direction. This man has somewhere he's heading to. At the end of the program, we shall ask him. But let me go to Boyega. Boyega, what are your own thoughts?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I think one thing we've all missed thus far is the fact that Buki is not just someone that happened into sports. He practically was born into sports.
He was a local football player in Port Harcourt or Warri or somewhere.
Mr. Speaker,
and he was trying to be Odegba on the right flank.
Yes.
They named him Ozogula when he was scoring with his head.
That's true.
Mr. Speaker, I'm going somewhere. Let me tell you, and I say this with every pride, that of all of us on this set, I probably and arguably will be the one that's kept and sustained the longest relationship with this gentleman who is my nephew.
No doubt.
Just as an aside, I tell you something about Bukola right from his childhood. Like someone noted, he's an extremely passionate person. And he goes all the way. He does not spare anything in committing to whatever he believes in. And it is this passion that has combined with something that is intellectual about his approach, his business template, which is the novelty in everything Bukola does. Looking at his sports antecedents closely, a lot of people would have expected Bukola to launch out into something in football. But most of his activations, most of his involvement, even the National Sports Association that he has struggled to lead, is so far away from football. He is a man that knows his onions to the extent that he looks out for novelties, uncharted terrains where he will exploit and leverage and exploit to the fullest. And I tell you, this was one of the secrets of his sponsorship success. I've never bothered to ask him, but he is a man I have studied and I know very well, and I have reconstructed his operations from the background, and I'm convinced that the novelty of what he does has been a huge factor in his success so far. Let me rest there for now.
Fantastic.
Mr. Speaker.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yes, my SAN mentioned something about one thing to have passion and another thing to now seek knowledge to make your passion succeed. That's actually something that I've held on to for a long time, you know, and I think it's a problem that we face in the sports sector. We have so many people that have passion for sports, but very few people that have expert knowledge. And Ozo is somebody that appreciates. I remember when we discussed some time ago, I told him, I'm going back to school to take a one-year course in sports management. And after that, I'm going to Harvard. Immediately, he told me to please register him to Harvard for the strategic leadership course. He disturbed me. Meanwhile, he was just coming back from a course as well. He still wanted to go because he understands that we need to bring expert knowledge into sports administration so that we can begin to do things properly. And I think that is one of the secrets of Nilayo Management Limited and Bukola Olopade.
Fantastic. This is turning out into a marketing spree for booking. The man does not need to say anything again. Let me go to Onome. You may have a question for him because the man does not have to say a word again.
He has a lot of questions for us now.
I didn't know it was going to turn like this, but Onome.
We have some questions for him.
We are coming to cross.
Okay, let Onome.
The elders will not allow me to talk. They will not allow me to talk because they are his nephew. They will not allow me to talk because they are his in-laws. Come on, let me talk. Ozo Baba,
the Maverick.
There is a problem I have personally regarding sponsorship. Like you rightly said, a lot of people, the first thing they say when they come to you for sponsorship is that they want to give you visibility. Like you rightly said, what visibility do you want to give to a brand like Access Bank or 7up or Shego Degbami? So I want to ask you, what is the key ingredients? What is the key indices? What is that key factor that you sell to make banks, to make car companies like Kia, the big brands, to want to associate with you and say, okay, you know what? We want to do this work for these people in Burutu. We want to do this run for these people in Kapachan. You've just done one in Kaduna. You've done the Lagos one, which will still come up again. Although I'm doing one small one that I call I'm Alive and Thankful, but you know that's upcoming. That's not.
I've been following that.
What is that? What is that key indices? What's that key ingredient that you tell those people? I know you said it one time, but I need you to say it in a layman context so that upcoming artists like us can learn from it. What is that thing?
So we can take notes. I'm also taking notes. Okay.
Mr. Speaker, which note you want to take when you don't handle shares? No, Mr. Speaker, wait, hold it there. No. You have handled share. You have handled example B. You are taking notes. Please don't take any notes. Please take notes.
So answer the question.
Thank you very much, Maverick. Mr. Speaker, the truth is, what we tend to do at Nilayo is to look at peculiarities. The biggest mistake most people tend to make in sports marketing is to want to market or sell their properties through the books, something you studied in business school or you studied in sports management school, and you want to bring South Africa or the United Kingdom or America to Nigeria. You cannot. So what we do is we first of all look at a particular organization and we go into the peculiarity of the organization. We move away from the cliches and go into the peculiarities, pick out the peculiarities, and we work on that. So for example, you cannot go to Suzuki with the same mentality with which you're operating with Kia, because you must look at the management. Who are the top echelon of Kia, for example, Jackie, people from different backgrounds. And when you look at Suzuki and CFAO, they are more of French people, not India or Asians, but French people. Now you bring the Nigerian peculiarity, you mix it up, and you go to them with what they would like for their businesses that can easily be related with by them, that they can look at and say, yes, I recognize this and I know this. That's number one. Number two is the fact that I've since discovered that most sponsors would only do business with you when they also know that you have the backing of the host government in any event you want to do. So you have to be good with the government. Unfortunately, it is the peculiarity of doing business in Nigeria. Once you have the support of the state government and you go with the peculiarity and you go with creating a business model, definitely it will sell for you. Let me give a typical example. When we went to a car company a few years ago, I don't want to mention the name of the car company, as at that time, they had sold just 200 cars. And we studied what they would like to hear, what they need to do to sell cars. And we went to them and said, look, we can make you sell 3,000 cars. And we were not joking. And we were so sure. The young people on my team, like Dr. Kweku Tando mentioned, people like Sheyi Johnson, Femi Abegunde, Damilola Pedro. They are not with me anymore, but they are doing great things. And like Doctor mentioned, they are still my family and we work together. But we were able to.
Damilola is a bomb any day. She's a bomb any day.
She's fantastic. She actually did the same course in South Africa and won one of the best results. And FIFA will be giving her an award very soon. She's one person I'm extremely proud of.
She's very brilliant, very brilliant lady.
And when you look at the new team working with me now, like someone like Jumoke Adekonye, you discover that it is going out to get the brains that can teach you how to work, not you thinking that you want to lord it over them. Because the young people in Nigeria today are extremely intelligent, but are they given the opportunity to excel? I don't think so. So to answer Maverick's question, it is also in the personnel that you work with. If you have people who just come to you and say, yes, sir, it may not happen for you. But when you have people who can educate you and come out with strategies that are convincing to you before you even go out, then you will sell. And that is one of the tricks behind what we are doing.
Oh, Ozogula, thank you for that incredible lecture. I have taken down notes. I have learned tremendously from just listening to you. And that is the truth.
Thank you, sir.
Nigerians, don't go anywhere. Just come back after our break, and then we'll continue this conversation with Bukola Olopade, alias Ozogula.
Issues in the sports sector remain one of the most debated among Nigerians due to the passion, followership, government involvement, impact on Nigeria's external image and our national life in the sports parliament. The NTA offers Nigerians deep views on issues with experts in the sports sector, offering in-depth analysis, hindsight, insight and foresight towards elevating Nigerian sports to the zenith on the floor of the sports parliament. Sports Parliament, a unique platform for sports discussions, showing live on the NTA. Keep a date with the parliamentarians.
Your eyes have it.
This is the Sports Parliament, coming to you from Africa's largest television network, NTA. And we have a fantastic guest here tonight who has taken us through course 1, 2, 3 of sports marketing. But he's not just a sports marketer. The man is also a first-class sports administrator. And we have problem with administration of sports in this country. Ozogula, please just take us through your thoughts on where we are in sports administration, the confusion we are in, and what we should be thinking of going forward. Look at the future for us, project for us in sports administration.
One thing that Dr. Kwekutando said tonight, again, that I completely agree with is something that people like Dr. Patrick Ekeji and Chief Odegbami, our speaker, have always elucidated on. And it is the fact that the sporting community in Nigeria today is bereft of experts who should actually be administering sports in their various federations or states, as it were. And I believe strongly that passion alone is not enough. Look, whether you like Amaju Pinnick or not, this was a young man who finished university and immediately knew all he wanted to do was football, and went at it, created a network, which is also an aspect of marketing that's extremely important. You need a solid network. If your network is not solid, your net worth of getting potential sponsors is zero. Now, when you look at the administrators who are thriving, who have done well at their state level, have gone to the national level, have gone to private practice, are entrepreneurs, you discovered one thing that is synonymous with all of them. They are all educated in sports. Dr. Kwekutando, Shola Ayekpeku, who succeeded him, people like that go around the country. Chief Odegbami, you know what I'm talking about, Egmont. You have educated yourself tremendously to be able to administer sports. So I'm looking at sports administration as it is today in Nigeria. I'm believing that going forward, we need more experts to administer sports. Sports should be like medicine, law. When you want to appoint an attorney general, you go for an experienced lawyer. When you want to appoint a minister, a commissioner for health, you go for an experienced doctor. Sport is not an industry that should be underestimated. Last year, I heard the vice president say that sport ordinarily should be listed amongst one of the 43 contributors to our GDP. I was shocked that sport is not regarded as a contributor to our GDP, when sport is responsible for the employment of thousands of people year in, year out. And that came to me as a root shock. And that is because the people who should govern sports, who are administering sports, are not taking the debate and the discussion to the federal authorities for them to understand what a veritable true sport is. Sport is also an expert industry where people get certificates to become experts in it. Those people should be head-hunted and they should be made to head sports all over the country so that collectively we can start to make progress.
Fantastic. Babatunde?
Yeah, for me, I just want to, because I might not totally agree with Bukola, especially on some persons who may show passion. Yes, I know it's a good thing to have a passion and do business from your passion and live your passion. But however, I think, and that's where I will slightly disagree about those who have administered sports in this country. I think the major mistake we've made is we think sportsmen are necessarily good sports administrators. I don't agree. I agree sports should account for a good chunk of our GDP, but that can only be done by those who can see sports as business, who can really run sports sports managers. That somebody has always wanted to be, I want to be a football administrator, I want to be an athletics administrator, without necessarily seeking knowledge. Takes us nowhere. Perhaps that's why we are where we are. But so we don't get into a debate. I just want to ask.
No, but that's what he said.
That's exactly
what he said.
That's exactly what he said.
You are not disagreeing with him.
Let me go straight. No, I just want to go straight to ask him questions because he's the part of the sport. In your
because we don't have much time anyway.
In your sports management, in your organization of sporting events, especially the marathon, which you seem to be taking, I want you to share with us and Nigerians your experience with government agencies, the administrators, incompetent administrators, like we all agree we have, and how you were able to overcome those frustrations and what you suggest we could do to make for better.
Make it as brief as possible because other parliamentarians would also want to ask questions. Okay, go ahead, Bukola.
I believe the experiences I gathered from being a commissioner and special advisor and a commissioner for 7 years has really helped me tremendously. Luckily for us, and again, strategically, we've always studied the administrators we've wanted to do business with. I'll give you a typical example. A state called us last year to come and do marathon in their state, and we said no, because we were not convinced of the man who was the commissioner, who is still the commissioner for sports there. But when you look at Lagos, for example, we've had the opportunity to work with some of the creme de la creme of top-class sports administrators, from Deji Tinubu, God bless his soul, to Dr. Kweku Tando, and now Shola Yekpeku. These are people who are thoroughly educated in sports. And because of that, they've made life very easy for us in organizing this world-class event that has become a gold label now, because we are now being listed as an elite race this year. I'm very sure next year they will announce a gold label. But it is because the working tools were given to us easily by people like Dr. Kweku Tando. Shola Yekpeku is doing a wonderful job cooperating with us right now. But we've had challenges in 1 or 2 states. I mean, you'll be shocked, but I don't want to go into those states because it will be too sentimental. Where, again, for lack of understanding of how sports should be administered, we've met some of these things. But like I said, the experiences that I've gathered from being a commissioner has helped me in managing those people. When you look at Delta State, which we have done a lot of businesses with, Tony Okowa is educated in sports, loves sports, but is also guided by Chief Solomon Ogba and Amaju Pinnick, who he has always listened to. And because of that, working with Tony Okowa has been a joy. I would forever go back to Delta State to do business or sports there. Lagos State is home because it's been amazing. And let me tell you what we've created with the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon. Dr. Kuknano will tell you, we created a system that is unique. Access Bank, all the sponsors are members of the organizing committee of that race. Yeah. We have not gone there to say, Nilayo owns the property, so we must do it alone. No. What we've created is unique in the history of this country, where we have the ED of Access Bank, Victor Itoku, as co-chairman with any sitting chairman of the Sports Commission of Lagos. And our meetings are always very robust and always very intellectual. And everything you see us present to the public has not always come from Nilayo. It has been a teamwork of experts from the sponsors and the host city, Lagos, and of course the Sports Commission.
Wow. Fantastic. Fantastic. I think at this point, I think at this point, there's nothing more to add. There's nothing more to add. Nigerians have had enough to chew for the night. But Kweku, go ahead. Go ahead.
I want to go in another direction. I first of all, I must confirm everything that Bukola has said about the structure of organization of the marathons. But I want to go in another direction. And people may not know this. Bukola was the chairman of the Nigerian National League at the point. He was the chairman. He came in because he wanted to.
CEO.
The CEO. He came in because he felt he would do something to improve the lot of the NNL using the same kind of system that has worked in his sports marketing businesses. He came in, he saw all the obstacles, all the challenges, the problems, and even the in-house obstacles from those who are supposed to know better. And he said, I've had enough. I'm going to, if I am not allowed to do this way, I will resign. He gave notice that if things do not improve, I will resign. When things did not improve, he came out and resigned. Now, I'm comparing that to people, administrators, who come out, tell us after they have left that, oh, things were so bad and all that, and they did not do anything when they were there. Why did they not resign? They stayed because they were enjoying the perks of that. So again, that's just a testimony to the character of the person that we're speaking with today. If you do not have character in sports administration, honestly, you will not be able to go to any of these corporate nationals and tell them you want to do anything. All these things count. And I believe we need to begin to build character in our sports sector so that we can move forward.
Fantastic. Onome, you are making faces. Onome, you are making faces.
Character, Bawo. Me and this man traveled from St. Petersburg, from Moscow to St. Petersburg to Volgograd. He was flying business class. I was flying economy. Which character?
That's the character of a rich man.
Character. We got to that town. He stayed in the Hilton. He put me in one local hotel. Character.
When he was crawling all over looking for sponsors, where were you, Onome?
Before where supposed to put you? You are lucky he put you in economy, not funding.
But I also, in St. Petersburg, I also saw Boyega Okigbero. I don't know where Bukola put Boyega in St. Petersburg. Boyega.
Bukola didn't remember his brother throughout Russia.
I didn't even see you.
No. We went to some matches together now.
Onome is even not to that. Onome.
Money from Russia.
Onome, you are lucky the man put you in economy. If you don't feel you put
okay, you want us to say it as it is? I was meant to enter Uber. This man paid for Uber for me for 9 hours journey. Uber. Now my God, big person put me for plane.
Officer Twitter, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. May I quickly ask Bukola one little question about?
Go ahead. Just ask him.
Yes. I've noticed following the marathon thus far that majority of the top winners have always been these are big stars from East Africa who, for obvious reasons, are very well honed in doing marathon and stuff like that. How do you feel, sir, as the host and mastermind of a major event like this, the Nigerian stars are not yet coming through, not even in any size or number, in terms of quality representation, quality participation? And what do you see as the future of marathon in Nigeria as a specialized sport?
I'm very encouraged with the performance indicators that we are seeing. One of the reasons why ab initio we introduced prize money for domestic winners was because we knew that historically the East Africans would come and just go away with the dollars. They do that in every country. I saw how the Americans celebrated 2 years ago when an American, for the first time in almost 36 years, won the female category. It was a huge celebration of the New York Marathon. So what we did strategically was to create a winning pause for our local runners so that we can continue to dig them out and bring them from wherever they are eating. What we've been able to do with road races in Nigeria, and I'm extremely proud of other organizers because we have a whole lot of road races going on everywhere in the country now. What we've succeeded in doing is to create wealth and create breadwinners from our races. So when you look at Deborah Palm and her husband, and you look at Giang, the same people, they will win the Nilayo organized race in Lagos, in Abeokuta, in Remo. Now we are doing Ijebu half marathon. The one in Kaduna, when you put together their earnings, you are looking at one runner making close to 15 million naira or more. However, they have now started coming into the bracket. Deborah Palm came sixth the other day. She won the dollar money for international runners and won the first prize for Nigerian runners. Now we have the 13-year-old that won the car from the 10-kilometer last year. Guess what? She came to Kaduna and she won the first Nigerian to cross the line. She's 14 now. Give that girl the next 6 years with proper training. I have no doubt that our aprons are already tied to that of the best runners in the world. And this is as a result of the strategies that we've put in place for them to understand that this is a huge business for them and they can be breadwinners and they can become very rich. So they must work harder to beat the Ethiopians and the Kenyans.
Fantastic.
Okay, we are running out of time. We are running out of time. So this is what we are going to do. We are running out of time. This is what we are going to do. Each one of us will have 1 minute or 1.5 minutes to just round off their thoughts. Then I will ask Bukola that my question, and then we'll round off the program. So each person, starting from Onome on my right here. Onome, your final thoughts.
All right. Thank you.
Sum it up for us.
All right. Bukola, I want to commend you, but I also want you to please educate Nigerians more on the esports, which is the latest Malacca you've started to read from. The latest beans that it's up in your pot. Educate Nigerians about esports.
Except you can do it in 45 seconds.
Esports is the future. We're excited to be part of it. And I'm very excited to hear that people like Damla Pedro has also gone into it. And I'm sure together, the dream and the vision that we all have for esports will create more millionaires amongst players, organizers, and of course, private sector organizations.
Fantastic. Babatunde, your final thoughts.
My simple question is taking it from the story of the 14-year-old girl in Kaduna. Do you have any plans of taking road races into the schools to catch them young?
One company alone cannot do all of that. Already, St. Xavier is organizing a world-class secondary school marathon. I think they are on their 4th year, and it's a fantastic race that I recommend for everybody to go and watch whenever it comes up later this year. It's always November. But I believe strongly that more people like Onome, more businesses should go into actually doing that so that, of course, together we can start to bring out talents from our schools. One company alone cannot do all of this. Nigeria is a big country, and we encourage more people to do more road races.
Thank you.
Your thoughts or question? Your thoughts or question?
Obviously, Nilayo has done a lot and keeps doing a lot to improve marathon as a major specialization. What is Bukola's plans for coaching? We also need to develop and build expertise in coaching. Does Nilayo or Bukola as a president have plans to improve a lot of marathon trainers and coaches? Thank you.
We're already doing that. What you must understand is that when runners win these monies we are talking about, they share it with their coaches. And a lot of coaches have become very rich from just bringing their talents to win these events. Coach Steve Nu comes to mind. He's an amazing coach. 90% of the Nigerian winners have been wards that he trained. But more importantly, it is the Athletics Federation of Nigeria that must do all they can to start earning a lot of money from these road races by getting what deservedly is their cut from road races. They cannot make just one company to be paying for those for putting up road races. They must go around and collect their cuts from every road race and put it back into empowering coaches to train long distance runners so that we can start to have world beaters.
Kweku, your thoughts,
Yeah,
contribution or question? Anyone?
I just want to contribute something, and I want to use this opportunity to appeal to all our sports consultants in Nigeria to begin to understand that no matter where you have created your niche, we all need to work together. And I want to use a Nilayo example. A lot of people do not know, but he uses a lot of specialists in different fields: medicine, media, technical department, and they all work together. I, for example, I'm a consultant, but my own area of focus is strategic planning. When I have any such things, anything on marketing, I call Nilayo. When Bukola has anything on strategic planning, he calls me. Please, can you send me so and so document? Can you do a presentation for me on this? Sports consultants need to come together and understand that we're not competing against each other. We're working together to create an industry that will eventually be beneficial to every part of us, as long as we understand that we're working together. Thank you.
Spot on.
He has not called me. I'm his brother. He hasn't called me. Ozo, you have not called me.
He calls me.
Okay. Ozogula, you have 1 minute to answer my own question, my own final question. Because I've listened to what everybody has to say, and I said it at the start: government man, commissioner, administrator, marketer, proprietor of the football club, chairman of two national federations, because we are chairman of
wheelchair basketball,
physically challenged at the time, and so on and so many caps, so many feathers. Where are you going? Where are you going? You have an ambition. I know. I don't know what it is, but tell us, where are you going? Where are you headed? Is it CAF? Is it IOC? Is it governorship? Is it president of Nigeria? Is it what? What is all of this going to add up to?
So,
1 minute.
Mr. Speaker, Biodun Alabi of OGTV asked me this question on the eve of my exit from the Ogun State government in 2011. He asked me exactly the way you asked, and he said, "What next? Where are you going from here?" And I said to him, "I'm going to work hard to create the best sports marketing company in Africa." And that is where we are heading. We are not there yet. We are very humbled with our successes, but we still have a long way to go. We want to conquer Africa.
Then after that,
fantastic. Well, if you are just joining us, we are just rounding off the Sports Parliament tonight, coming to you from Africa's largest television network. I've not had this kind of rich conversation, in a long while. So I must use this opportunity to thank Bukola Olopade Alaafin for coming on the show, and all parliamentarians for coming on the show. Tonight, I don't have the gavel. I'm presenting from Lagos, incidentally, tonight. So I will still ask my question. All those who are in favor of moving the motion for us to meet again next week, please say aye.
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 Ozogula didn't say a word. All those who are against
Ozogula is not a parliamentarian.
Exactly. I thought so.
You have come for screening.
Yes, screening.
And you should take a bow and go.
Good night.
SAN, you are the chairman of the screening panel.
Information is power. Everyone wants power. So feel powerful with the NTA News mobile app, the one-stop information center. Real news at your fingertip. Be the first to report by uploading first-hand information on the U-Report link, and be the first to know by simply clicking on any of the links on the sidebar for headlines, domestic and foreign news, economy, security, politics, sports, and more. Stream live on your smartphone and tablets and stay connected. It's pretty easy. Simply download NTA News app from your Google Play Store and you're good to go. NTA News mobile app, your access to real-time information.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can watch NTA International live on your TV, computer, iPad, tablet, and phone. Log on to visiontv.co.uk and click on Entertainment, then NTAI. You can also download the iOS or Android app on your mobile devices to watch NTA International on the go, anywhere in the world. NTA International, your window to the world.
From dusk to dawn, 24 hours a day, NTA International is with you in your living room, office, everywhere and anywhere. We provide the company you desire in terms of balanced and up-to-date news, programs, and the best of entertainment. Tune in to DSTV channel 251, GoTV channel 91, Freeview UK channel 264, or you can download www.visiontv.co.uk. App for iOS or Android. You can also see us on Facebook and YouTube for quality content on the go. NTA International, Africa's window to the world.
You can follow us on all our social media platforms: Facebook at NTA Network News, Instagram at NTA Network, Twitter at NTA News Now, YouTube at NTA News.